Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Wake Up Sleeper, where I question the mass media that is around us. Today I'm going to be talking about this drag kid named Queen Lactatia. I am literally just finding out about the existence of this child. It is nearing the end of January 2019, and I never knew that this child existed. I do know about Desmond is amazing. So I saw a video pop up on YouTube by the Patriotic Report, and I'll leave a link in the description for this video. And this is the first that I had heard of this person. As you can see from right here, I didn't finish watching the video. I got about a minute in and was like, hold the phone, I need to see who this is and do my own research before I adopt this opinion of this other person. But I needed to know more for myself. So here I am. I'm going to be taking a look. I'm seeing multiple articles about this child. I want to try to go in order of when these came out. So let's start with the one from my personal favorite publication, Teen Vogue. These disgusting suckers. Okay. All right. I don't know if that's him. Yep, that's him. Okay. Teen Vogue, here we go. Lactatia, which is alone. How did he come up with that name? That name alone is very degrading and sexualizing. 9-year-old drag queen inspires us to live colorfully. All right, so we know where Teen Vogue stands. They think this is living colorfully. Bow down to Queen Lactatia. Oh, look at that. It's by my favorite author, Tina Ferrero. Aren't you the same person that wrote about the freaking eggplant penis-shaped bath bomb that teens should be getting? Ugh. Okay, so this came out 2017. So it's been about a year and 1 month. He's as impressive and magical as his name suggests. After school, if he's not crushing it in Grand Theft Auto, PlayStation controller in hand, he's getting dolled up and dancing to his favorite dubstep violinist, Lindsey Sterling. It all depends on his mood. When he was 7, this pint-sized boy who had a habit of wearing his sister's tutus and princess costumes when he was 2, because they can't forget to let us know that. They always throw that in there. And to me, there's a form of mind control behind that. There's a form of manipulation behind the statements that they used to wear girls' clothes when they were younger. And to me, they kind of put it one and the same. That if your kid is wearing these things when they're little, they're either transgender or they're, gay, or they're wanting to cross-dress, or they're wanting to be a drag. And somehow they are gender confused. So it's almost like it's letting parents know, hey, if you see your kid doing this, most likely this is the reason. They always like to throw that in there. He was officially transformed into a queen called Lactatia. Now he's a miniature fixture on the Montreal drag scene. I was always a drag queen, but I never knew it until my sister showed me RuPaul's Drag Race. Nemis explains, drag, the subversive art of deconstructing gender through over-the-top aesthetics and performances, has become Nemis's main source of empowerment and pride. That, to me, is sad and a shame. First of all, parents, we should be the main source of empowerment and pride for our little ones until they are old enough to accept Christ in their life, at which point he should be the main source of empowerment and pride in their lives. I have half the confidence he does, and I'm 37, laughs Jessica Melancone. Nemis's mom and makeup artist. Of course she's his makeup artist. Look at how they refer to drag. A subversive art of deconstructing gender. They want to deconstruct gender, all right. We've been knowing that. I just find it insane that they admit it. They want to deconstruct gender. Prior to Lactatia's first drag ball, where he took home a trophy, Nemis enrolled in voguing classes to refine what he calls his weird dance moves. Voguing, a stylized form of movement that evolved from the LGBTQ ballroom scene, is an exercise in control that Nemis teaches his friends at recess. I'm a little bothered that this is what Nemis is teaching his friends at recess. So for those of you that think public school is not a big deal, that's what your kids get exposed to in public school. And you as a parent can't complain about it. You can't do anything about it. Indeed, all hail Queen Lactatia. I don't like the queen sound of it. I don't like the hail this person or this child sound of it. And it goes beyond the drag thing. I've never liked any public figure that refers to themselves as queen anything. Ever. Hail Queen Lactatia. I'm not gonna hail any man, woman, human, person, anything on this earth. The only one we should be hailing is our Creator. The only one we should be bowing down to is our Creator. He's the only one we should be looking up to. And I'm definitely not going to be worshiping a child. This is a child. They want you to bow down and worship children. Okay, and another one, NBC News, okay? This is what NBC News thinks. Drag kids are slaying the runway, one fierce look at a time. Drag has historically been part of a nightlife subculture, but its move into the mainstream has cultivated a non-traditional crop of performers. Holy crap, this is a thing? Miss Candy blogs baby drag artists. Ooh-wee. Well, I've got my work cut out for me because I'm gonna definitely have some things to say about those people once I look into them a little bit more. That is so a celebration of drag creators 20 years old and under. Oh jeez. This came out last year, October. Okay. With a sparkling gown, fake eyelashes, and a snow white wig, drag performer Lactatia saunters down the runway like a natural. But onlookers immediately notice something different about this charismatic queen. Underneath the thick makeup and glamorous ensemble, Lactatia is a 10-year-old boy. I just stumbled into it, Lactatia, whose real name is Nemis Golden, said of drag. After watching RuPaul's Drag Race, I tried it with my mom and we went to a drag show. While in the audience at that first show in the hometown of Montreal, Golden said the entertainer, who happened to be Drag Race Season 6 winner Bianca Del Rio, summoned him to the stage and asked him to perform. Okay. She loved it, Nemis says of Bianca Del Rio's reaction to his performance. That is when I knew that this was my calling. Video of that first performance, when he was just 8 years old, was posted online and went viral overnight, soon after Nemis Golden became Lactatia, a so-called drag kid. What on earth are these kids doing watching RuPaul's Drag Race on TV? And he says he stumbled into it. I'm trying to figure out, why do people think that because an 8-year-old sees something one time, tries something one time, goes to a place to perform something one time? That's a lot of firsts. And now all of a sudden, he knows that this is his calling. And of course the parents are going to jump right into it head first, because with his little 8-year-old performance and Bianca Del Rio's reaction, I'm sure Bianca Del Rio passed the parents a business card or something and was like, oh, stay in touch. You know, we want to nurture this gift that he has. We want to make sure that, you know, he's growing up with the proper training or whatever. Ugh. Okay. RuPaul Center, during the ceremonial ribbon cutting at RuPaul's DragCon NYC 2018 at Javits Center on September 29th in New York City. Desmond is amazing. 10 is second from left in the front row. Well, we know. Look how tiny he is. Oh, this is horrible. Children naturally love color and joy and fantasy, but so often they are taught to ignore their natural curiosity and provided with rules and restrictions that crush their imagination. Randy Barbato and Fenton Bailey, the producers of RuPaul's Drag Race, told NBC News in a joint statement. What did they say it at the same exact time? But look at this terminology that they're using. Restrictions that crush their imagination. To me, that sounds like a slap in the face to parents who are not willing to accept this. A slap in the face to parents who will not allow this to infiltrate their homes and the minds of their own children. A restriction that crushes their imagination. You know, God created the earth, He created the stars, He created everything in 7 days. He is very creative. You just take a look at a sunset, take a look at the mountains, take a drive down the coast, take a look at the way flowers bloom. Creation. God is so creative. I personally feel that we are most like our Father when we are creating something, when we are creating anything, drawing, making music, creating, videos, graphics, what I'm doing now. Creating anything. We are most like our Father when we are creating something. Anyway. While there are no solid figures on how many kids participate in drag, Barbato and Bailey said the increasing popularity of drag with youth is less about drag reaching children and more about the art form providing a natural environment for kids to explore who they are. Can't they do that at the Children's Museum? You can't take your kids to the Children's Museum or an art show or the beach to have a natural environment for kids to explore who they are, first of all. Second of all, when did this become a natural environment? This is the most unnatural thing I have ever seen. This is NBC News, you guys. New NBC News is loving it. All right? Don't forget to look at your sources, to pay attention to the forms of media. This isn't a blog that somebody just decided to write. This is ABC News or NBC News. And to some extent it is a form of just any old blog because any old body can be hired to work at a place like this. But you see how this article these articles represent what the business believes in and what they stand for. Otherwise, these articles would not be published. He has been dressing up forever. Since Nemis's drag debut in Montreal, he has performed 12 times in Canada and the US and has amassed a sizable following on Instagram. That alone sounds like enough reason for a parent to stay in this. It's hilarious to me because kids can express interest in this trend one time and parents will dive in headfirst with it, right? But I guarantee you, if any of these children even once would say, Mom, I don't feel like doing that anymore. Or, I don't want to go. Let's just say they have like 4 performances set up next month, right? And the kid is like, oh, I don't feel like going. I don't want to go. There's this other thing going on. Or there's a concert I want to see instead. Or I want to be a kid and I just want to play. I don't want to do it anymore. It's starting to be scary. Or it makes me tired. Or whatever. They express not wanting to do it anymore. I bet you the parents are not so quick as they were to embrace the lifestyle to turn it away and say, oh, you don't? Okay, we won't. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt it. If anything, I'm pretty sure the conversation sounds more like, oh, sweetheart, so many children across America look up to you as an icon that, sends the message to be who you are. Don't stop being who you are. This is disgusting. All right, look at these poor children. Oh, this one with the black lipstick. like Rihanna or something. The disturbing thing about a lot of these drag outfits for these children, the disturbing thing about it is if these were little girls wearing these things, performing in this way, having these types of photo shoots, having these types of friendly relationships with other celebrities, if these were little girls doing this, it would be an uprising. People would be pissed. Why are you sexualizing those little girls? Well, some people would be pissed. You know, you still got like toddlers and tiaras that people don't have a problem with. But there are people that would have a problem if they were little girls. But since they're boys, you have some of those same people. Oh, we'll leave them alone. They're exploring their individuality. Golden's mom, Jessica, recently joined him at RuPaul's Drag Con in New York, a drag convention that draws tens of thousands. She told NBC News that for her son, drag has been an evolution from birth. But, she added, Nemis came out pretty fancy already. Kids can be fancy without being drag, just so you know. He has been dressing up forever, but then he saw the medium of drag and realized that that's what he was already doing. With all of the drag kids, if you look through their histories or photos of them when they were little, they were all doing the same things, putting on their mom's clothes or big sister's shoes, just being fancy. She can kiss my behind. She really can. Because one of my boys is still small. He has been doing that for years, okay? I mean, I'm a single mom, so it's easy to just go into my closet, wear my shoes. I have a 5-year-old that walks around in a Spider-Man costume all day. Do I think that that means, oh, he's always wearing his costumes? I must nurture this desire that he has to be a superhero vigilante. I must allow him to go to school in his costumes. I must allow him to identify as a superhero. For her to say, oh, if you look through the histories of all the drag kids, they were all doing the same things. First of all, you're generalizing. Second of all, you sound really ignorant. And if I was part of the LGBT or the drag community, I mean, even I would be offended. What does that even mean? I would be offended. I would be like, whoa, hold on a minute. I'm a real drag, okay? Don't try to make it sound like everybody that dresses up like the opposite sex is a drag, okay? Because that's not true. And that is true. You will hear some drag queens they don't like being called cross-dressers. They don't like being referred to as transgender because drag is something completely separate. So for you to tone it all the way down to drag is basically, wearing your big sister's shoes or your mom's clothes. I mean, if I was a drag, I'd be offended, right? You sound ignorant. She sounds ignorant. Okay, and then they go and then they talk about some other drag kids. Great. So we know where NBC News stands. They love it. They think it's great and it's fierce. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I encourage all of you to ask questions about the mass media around us. It will affect your spiritual health as well as the spiritual health of your friends, family, and loved ones. God bless you all.